amazing audience, welcome to Writer's Literary. Let's talk about books. Here comes yet another video and I hope you are doing great. So today's video is about a book which is a romance fiction, and the book which I'm talking about is written by a person who is a recipient of Lifetime Achievement Award, and the book which I'm talking about is Too Late to Repent by Hitesh Trehon. And before we start talking about the books, let me tell you that I broke my glasses. So I'm gonna make this video in a little different format. So continuing the video, let's talk about the book, and here is the blurb. The story revolves around Om, born in a mediocre family who, being intelligent, passes IIT Delhi and is transferred to Bangalore on a job posting. The city moved at a fast pace and Om was caught in the spontaneous life of partying. He was soon pulled out of the modern vortex on meeting, falling in love and eventually marrying Sneha, who is a career-oriented woman and a financial wizard. Later, both settle in Delhi and become friends with Prashant and his wife Moshmi. With time, two of them start a business which makes them rich and famous. The two families have two siblings each and would often get together to holiday abroad. Life takes a turn when Sneha leaves for Washington DC for 6 months briefing to take over the job as the Asian head of the bank she worked for. This 6 months away from her husband changes her life and she is destined to never return back to India. The story plot moves further with the sibling getting of age, and future has a surprise turn of the events for the two families. A must-read novel, well presented by the author, dealing with friendship, love, marriage and nuances experience. A little about the author has been written at the back of the book, which I am going to read. Hitesh Trehon has always been passionate about writing fiction. He could not pursue this passion after joining the Merchant Navy. Having commanded ships for 10 years, he later quit and started his own shipyard to build small ships. In course of his successful tenure, he added another shipyard in Karnataka. Hitesh Trehon is a recipient of Lifetime Achievement Award for outstanding contribution to the maritime industry in 2020. Trehon quit his flourishing business by handing over 2 shipyards to his 2 sons to operate independently of each other. Being free, he pursued his passion, and his first novel, LICA, was published in mid-2021. So the Sahai family is a typical Indian family, and our protagonist Om is like a Bollywood hero who's obsessed with aftershave lotions. And even while being a party beast, he hated the concept of drugs and cigarettes. Our female protagonist Sneha is a financial executive and is a very witty lady. She has very strong opinions and is very sophisticated. The story revolves around 2 main characters who are Sneha and Om, and how the obstacles of life affect them, and when strikes of thunder of problems approaches them, how they deal with it and how their life is affected and how they made in the relationship they created. And before anything else, I want to tell that by this video I do not mean to hurt anyone's sentiments, either the author, the publisher or anyone involved in making this book. I'm sorry if I offended you, but me being honest is better than giving a fake review just to keep one's heart. Before I start with the criticism, let me tell you more about the book so we have an idea what I'm talking about. Om, being in a family which is very strict, does not have the exposure which we people have, and when he has it for studying, he goes wild. He keeps partying and doing drinks and stuff like that. So when he falls in love with Sneha and wants to marry her, his reputation does dirty to him. And Sneha's brother, they try to get Om away from Sneha, but that doesn't happen because the hero and the heroine is supposed to be together like a Bollywood movie. So the same things happen and they're together. Amidst all of this, I am there sitting and I'm like, oh my god, this feels like a Bollywood movie. And it really does when you read it. And before I start on the criticism part, I want the author, the publisher and everyone involved in making this book that I do not mean any offense or I ain't trying to be rude. If I say something which offends you, I'm really sorry. But I rather be brutally honest than sugarcoating things and telling. So here is the criticism part which I have been wanting to tell. So firstly, lack of details. Lack of details is a very big thing in this, and I think this book feels like a summary of some story the author thought. And a story is supposed to be magical. You are supposed to feel what the author is trying to convey. Like he said this, she said that, even those things aren't present. So I think lack of details is too much and it should be cured because the story feels like a summary of some other story. Secondly, the storyline has been very weak, and I think it could have been cured, and there were parts where I knew that amazing things could have been written, but it wasn't, so it can be worked upon. The third thing would be that chemistry has not been built between the characters at all. Like, for an instant, there is a part in the book where the couple is unmarried, and the husband, he comes home from office and he is like telling his wife, this happened, that happened, I'm under this pressure, this is my problem, and all of a sudden the female protagonist, she is like, stop, you're not obliged to tell me the progress of your day-to-day life. And I'm like, what did you just say? Like, I know hopeless romance readers who read and they want the characters to talk on for hours and hours and hours about the problems until they are solved. So this was kind of a very bad thing to write in the book, and I totally disagree with the author at this time, because communication is a need for any relationship, either it be husband-wife or mother-daughter or brother-sister. Communication is a must, because we humans can't read minds, and if you can, you are not normal. And this communication thing has not been there, making a story kind of suspicious, like, are there even something going on, or is this a crime thriller, or is there something gonna go happen which is not predictable? So I was sitting like that maybe they are spies and they're gonna kill each other and stuff like that, but that never happened. It seemed fake. Fourth thing would be, this book felt like more of an explanation of a community, of cultures and religious practices, rather than of romance fiction, because the only part where the author didn't lack details was here. So it felt like he wanted to write an explanation of his community, but he wrote a romance fiction. So it is good promoting your religion, of course it is, it's the best thing to do, but writing about it in a book which is supposed to be romance fiction and making it the highlight of the book is not okay, that is entirely stupid. The fifth and last point which I found offending in this book was that there were few parts which might be very offending to some people, like sexism was there, racism was there, and stereotypicalness was too much in this book. As I said, it was like a Bollywood movie. For an example, let me tell you, when the introduction of the Sahai family was being done, when they talked about the daughters of the Sahai family, they said they were well educated, they were very intelligent and stuff, but when they said that why they got married into good families, they said because of their fair complexion and the beauty. All thanks to their beauty was, I guess, the right phrase written in the book, and I find that very, very, very offensive. And I think that people are being judged on their abilities rather than their physical appearances, and this being a book, this has been a channel to portray the author's mindset, and I think this gives a very bad idea of what the author thinks, and I think that this is a very negative point. If this book was made in the 1900s, it would have hit 1 million of reads by now, but it is not that time, and backward thinking of that level would not be accepted at today's time. And talking about the good things, I think we all have seen cliche movies like Hum Aapke Kaun, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Let's be very honest, we all have seen it and loved it every time. I myself am a hypocrite for seeing them and loving them. Even though we say that backward thinking, stuff like that are not good, we all have seen this movie, and this book can be read as fun for when you are chilling, when you just want to read something. So this book might be good for that. Again, will say that no offense to anyone related to this book. I really do not mean any offense, and these are small mistakes which could be fixed, and mistakes are our best teachers. We learn from our mistakes. We don't make a grudge against them, do we? Before I forget, let me thank kharidobecho organization for sending me this book. It was a lovely read, although I found a little ups and downs in this book, and there are ups and downs in every single thing in life. That is supposed to be there, because perfection is an unreal concept. So that's it for this time. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below which was your favorite part, or did you relate to this video. Share this video with your bookworm friends, subscribe to my channel, and up until next time, bye bye.